Oh, look at the little drones. Oh, see, they're pretty cute. This game isn't that difficult. Okay, demon guy that breathes fire. Okay, this is a little bit more difficult, but we can do this. Dude, I don't know how I feel about taking on a spider tank.
Spider tank, dude? I think it'll be okay. It's not gonna be too bad.
Okay, yeah. This. How is everybody doing? What's up, guys? Today, I really wanted to talk to you guys about the Destiny beta, and my first impressions of the game so far, because, you've gone out there and played it, I've played it. Before we get started, though, let me take a sip of my coffee. Alright, let me get that. That's delicious. Thank you, and I'm back. I'm back now. But, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Destiny beta. So, first of all, is this game good? Does it suck? The game is great, okay? They did a really good job. It stands out on its own. It's its own entity. It's a very unique game. I want to say the first thing that actually really impressed me, though, okay, so you start out and you have your typical, stupid tutorial walkthrough where it's like, hey, crouch to walk under this pipe, alright? I don't know why every game does that, but it's literally every game there's like, oh, you've got to make it down this corridor and there's a pipe here, so be sure to crouch under it. Okay, but so the tutorial is very elementary, but I guess you kind of need that to get like a sense of, the actual gameplay, kind of how the game feels a little bit. But after that, you basically go to what is called the tower. Now, at the tower, it's basically your home base for everything you're gonna do for the rest of the whole freaking game. There's quartermasters there for your class, your specific class that you have, where you can get abilities and armor and emblems and stuff that are designated to just your class. So that's really cool. You have a weapons quartermaster. You have what is called an encryptor, which is like throughout the game you get blueprints for weapons and equipment, and you take it to that guy and he encrypts the blueprints and you get those pieces of equipment. There's also a mailbox where you get messages from certain factions throughout the game, things of that sort. So it's kind of your home base for everything you're going to want to be doing. But the first thing that I noticed right when I get to the tower after that dumb tutorial is right when you start out, you see like 20 or 30 different players. Now, when I saw like those 30 different players, I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm in World of Warcraft. Like, I'm in Ironforge right now. I'm about to go to the auction house, buy an entire set of pajamas, and start dancing with the first person I see for like 20 straight minutes. I mean, it was cool. I felt like I was playing an MMO, and it was just very impressive as soon as I saw that. So, even though it is an RPG, there's certain elements of it that feel very much like an MMO RPG, and I didn't think that was even freaking possible, but apparently it is. So that was the first thing that really impressed me, and after you do some tutorial type stuff there, you go into your first mission. Now, they have what is called going into orbit. So when you're at the tower, you press your menu or your guide or your back button or whatever, you hold down Y and it takes you up into orbit, off into space. And being up there is basically like you're in this huge map. You have worlds and planets and moons and like everything all over the freaking place. And as soon as you see this, you're like, I'm about to lose the next like 5 months of my life. I mean, that's the feeling that you get as soon as you're up there and you see all these different planets, because if you want to travel to one of them, you click on the planet and there's going to be all of these different areas on the planet that you get to go. In the beta, it's only like you have Russia. You get to like mess around in Russia, which is weird because it didn't look anything like Russia. There was no bears or moose anywhere, and like, I don't even know if bears and moose are in Russia, but I feel like they are. But yeah, like, there's gonna be all these different areas On each area is different missions and different dungeons that drop different pieces of equipment. So as soon as you start playing through it and you start getting these pieces of equipment, you pull up like your equipment layout, like your chest piece, your helmet, your shoulder pads, and you really realize how in-depth this game really is. I mean, I know that, you know, I'm gonna be playing with one of my buddies. He's gonna invite me to a game and he's gonna be like, bro, why don't you check out that new gun I got? And I'm gonna be like, first of all, where'd you get that gun? And let me call out of work so I can get that gun within the next like 5 hours of my life. So that's kind of how you feel. It's really a grind to get those better pieces of equipment like you would in World of Warcraft or Guild Wars or any of those big MMOs. So that's another one of those aspects that feels a lot like an MMORPG, and I love that. I really do. Anybody that's an RPG fan is gonna love that a lot. But the cool aspect of getting all of that equipment is how it transfers into multiplayer. Now, when I hopped into my first multiplayer match, again, I was instantly really impressed because at the start of the match, all of the players in your team like drop into screen, and then it's like Alpha Team or Bravo Team, and for a split second you get to see like what all the goons on your team look like. You're like, damn, that dude has a helmet I ain't never seen before. Like, where the hell did he get that from? So it kind of gives you, you know, an idea of the equipment that your teammates have, because let's get real. Like in the middle of a match when I'm getting shot at, I'm not gonna be like, hey bro, so where'd you get that shoulder pad from? So it kinda shows you the equipment and stuff that your teammates have, so that's really cool. So once it starts out though, all the RPG aspects of the game, like the attributes you get for your equipment, the upgrades that you have on your equipment and stuff, all of that carries over into multiplayer to help make you more skilled, or to, you know, you might be like a level 8. You might be facing level 6s, level 10s, or whatever. They might have better equipment, they might have worse equipment, and so it really makes you want to play the campaign a little more so you can dominate people in multiplayer. So that aspect is actually really, really cool. I know some people are gonna get pissed off by that. Like what the heck, dude, like I work, you know, 50 hours a week, I don't have time to, you know, grind through this dungeon and get this epic piece of equipment. But to be honest with you, it's not really like that. Every mission is doable, every dungeon is gonna be doable. It doesn't take that long, you just have to be willing to, you know, play that dungeon, really, and hope that that loot drops. But the most important aspect is it doesn't make it too unfair. Like, for instance, when I was a level 6 in the beta and I was playing level 8s, I was still killing people with like half of my gun clip, or like, you know, 2 scout rifle shots or a sniper shot. Like, it doesn't make the game too unbalanced. It kind of alters your abilities just a little bit to make you seem more unique, make you seem more like an individual. Because I'd be honest, I mean, if I was playing and I unloaded like 2 clips into somebody, and because he had this amazing armor and he was 2 levels higher than me, I wasn't killing him, I'd be pissed. I'd probably turn off my game. I'd go to Bungie Studios, break the disc in front of him, and be like, take that shit, I don't want it. But it's not like that. So it's very fair, and I love it. But what I will say, hold on, coffee break again. Let me get this real quick. Oh yeah. Alright, that's good. It's hazelnut, by the way. Get with it or get lost. Okay. There are a couple things that are very wrong with it. I wouldn't say very wrong, okay, but there's a couple things that are wrong with it. And it really comes down to mechanics, the gameplay mechanics. First of all, your player, your actual player itself, you feel heavy. You feel very heavy. For instance, when you press your thumbstick in to sprint, it takes a split second before you actually start sprinting. Another thing is when you're sprinting and you see an enemy, like if you're sprinting towards a doorway and an enemy runs out of that doorway, it takes you a little bit to stop and actually pull your gun up to shoot that person, and that's really frustrating when you're used to a really fast-paced game like Halo or the Call of Duties. You know, right when you see somebody, you know, instantly shoot them, get a kill. So that's really frustrating. Another aspect is when you jump, like, you know, you'll be shooting somebody, like in Halo, you're shooting somebody and you jump shot them, right? You know, you want to move your body as much as possible so you're a harder target to hit. If you double jump in this game, if you're aiming down your sights when you double jump, it instantly just drops your gun. Like, you can't aim down your gun and shoot at the same time while you're double jumping, and that, my friends, pisses me off because there's so many situations where you go into a panic, like this guy comes in and you're like, ah! So you double jump to get away from him and you can't even aim down your gun. That pisses me off. But that's a small little, you know, that's a small negative. A big negative, however, and you'll notice this in the campaign, you'll notice this in the multiplayer, it doesn't matter what you're playing in this game, it's gonna piss you off. The aiming sensitivity. For the love of God, Bungie, what were you thinking? First of all, okay, the aiming sensitivity when you're just walking around is fine. It's great. You can change it from like 1 sensitivity to 10 sensitivity where you look like a crackhead, just freaking looking everywhere. But the annoying thing is when you aim down your sight. Now, in every single game throughout history, from the original Duke Nukem, the original Doom, even GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, okay, when you aim down your sight, your look sensitivity gets lowered, so you aim back and forth slower so that you can, you know, make a more precise shot. It makes your shot more accurate because you want to steady your shot. In this game, that is out the window. They don't care at all. If your sensitivity is on 10, when you aim down your sight, that shit is still on 10. So you look a little bit to the left or right and you're basically like, phew, phew. I mean, it pisses me off so much. And every single random person that I partied up with was like, dude, like, is this aiming sensitivity like pissing you off? Like when you aim down your sight? And I'm like, now that you mention it, it is. It's very much pissing me off. So, you know, I feel like a lot of people have an issue with that. I know it's a beta, it's in beta mode right now, and, you know, I really hope they actually fix that because, you know, a lot of people are complaining about it. Besides that, with the multiplayer, the only other thing I would add to the multiplayer is to give you more of an objective to do something in the multiplayer. Now, oh, Lord have mercy. What do I mean by that? So, in Halo, for instance, they did it a little bit with the ordnance drops in Halo 4, but they realized that they don't really need that because in Halo you have weapon drops throughout the map. You have the sniper rifle, the rocket launcher that drops, and it drops in that same place every map, or every time, or even if it drops in other places, random places. As soon as it drops though, all of your teammates and all of your opponents are like, okay, crap, the rocket launcher just spawned, the sniper rifle just spawned, those are easy kills, we gotta fight for it. So he gives you an objective to do something. Another example is Call of Duty with your kill streaks. While you're playing, you're having fun while you're playing, but you have more of a sense of urgency to play and to get more kills as fast as you can so you can unlock those kill streaks because they're a lot of fun. In this game, in Destiny, the only thing you have is ammo drops. So you have your normal weapon, your special weapon, and like your heavy weapon, which is like your rocket launcher or your heavy machine gun. And when the heavy weapon ammo drops, people tend to fight towards that so they can get their ammo for their rocket launcher or something. But if you're telling me that's kind of like the only thing people are fighting for, you know, a little bit of ammo, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. A great idea would be if there's weapons that are dropping in the multiplayer that you might be able to unlock later in the campaign. It gives you more of a sense, more of an urgency to want to play the campaign and to want to play the multiplayer because you want to see those weapons that you might be able to unlock. And then you want to actually go out and unlock them. So, I don't know, that's just my opinion. But overall, the multiplayer is great. The campaign is really, really good. You know, it's single player, it's co-op, it feels like an MMO. It's totally unique. I love it so far. That's my opinion. That's my first impressions of Destiny. So thank you guys for tuning in. You know I love making these videos for y'all. You're the greatest fans in the world. All of you TLG members out there, you know I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me. thanks for tuning into this video. Don't forget to comment below. Tell me what you maybe thought of Destiny. Share the video with your friends and show me a little bit of love by clicking the thumbs up button and subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see everybody next week.